Ever wondered if a tooth could actually heal itself from the inside out? Well, today we're diving into this really cool dental procedure that can literally save a tooth that's on the brink, all by using your body's own incredible power to rebuild. So let's get right into it. Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine you're at the dentist, and they're cleaning out a really deep cavity, getting closer and closer to the very center of the tooth. That center? That's the pulp. It's this bundle of living nerves and blood vessels, and the second it gets exposed, well, that's a really critical moment. So what actually happens in that moment? Well, that tiny little exposure suddenly becomes a wide open door for bacteria to march right into the heart of your tooth. Yep, the stakes get really, really high, really fast.
And from that point on, the clock is officially ticking. The race is on to prevent something way more invasive, like a root canal, or worse, losing the tooth altogether. But this is where modern dentistry has a really clever trick up its sleeve.
And that clever trick? It's a procedure called direct pulp capping. And it's not just about slapping a patch on the tooth. No, this technique is designed to actually protect that super vulnerable tissue and, get this, encourage it to heal itself. So what is it exactly? Basically, your dentist places a special kind of material right onto that exposed, living pulp. And the goal here isn't just to plug a hole, it's to kickstart the tooth's own natural healing process.
Pretty amazing, right?
A really good way to think about it is like a tiny, specialized biological bandage. It's not just a normal patch. It's more like a smart bandage that sends a message to the living tissue underneath, basically saying, hey, you're safe now. It's time to start rebuilding.
Now, as incredible as this procedure sounds, I gotta say, it's not some magic bullet that works in every single situation. The conditions have to be just right for it to work.
So that brings us to the big question, right? Who is the ideal candidate? What makes a tooth the perfect fit for this really cool tooth-saving technique? Okay, so the checklist for this is super specific. First off, this is only for permanent adult teeth. Sorry, baby teeth. The exposure can't be from some huge area of decay. It has to be a tiny, clean, pinpoint opening. And this is crucial. The pulp has to be healthy and not already causing you pain. And finally, if there's any bleeding, the dentist has to get it under control fast so the material can make direct contact. It's a really precise set of rules. All right, so let's say a tooth ticks all those boxes. What actually happens next? Let's walk through the procedure, step by step. It's actually a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, that biological bandage we talked about, a material like calcium hydroxide or MTA, gets placed right on the pulp exposure. Then, step 2, a protective base is put over that. And for the final step, a permanent filling seals the whole thing up, protecting it from the outside world. Simple as that. Okay, now this is where the science gets really cool. Why does this whole thing work so well on adult teeth, but it's a total no-go for baby teeth? The answer is pretty fascinating. It's like a tale of two completely different teeth. The secret, it turns out, is all about chemistry. The special materials they use have a really high alkaline pH, and that one little detail, well, that's the key that unlocks two totally opposite reactions, all depending on the type of tooth we're talking about. So check this out. In an adult tooth, that high pH is the perfect signal. It tells the pulp cells, hey, time to build a new, hard layer of tooth. This is called reparative dentin. It literally heals the wound from the inside out. But in a baby tooth, that exact same high pH acts like an irritant. It triggers this destructive process where the tooth actually starts to break down from the inside out. How wild is that? It's a perfect example of how, in biology, context is everything. The very same treatment can be a healing hero in one situation and a total villain in another. It all comes down to the biological context of the tooth. So really, the big takeaway here is that direct pulp capping isn't just about some magic material. It's all about creating the perfect environment so your body can step in and do its own amazing repair work. It's this incredible partnership between dental science and our own biology. And all of this leads to a pretty exciting final thought. If we could already get a tooth to heal itself like this, what's next? What does the future hold for regenerative dentistry? Could we one day regrow even bigger parts of our teeth? The future of dentistry might be less about replacing and a whole lot more about regenerating.